Let's go Rangers.
Blueshirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't be as a Ranger fan. Can't be as a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Blueshirt Underground show. Today is Tuesday. It is February the 9th, the year 2021. My name is Jim, and as always, I'm joined on the other side of the window by the one and only Edward Julian Geik. I froze there for a second. I couldn't think of a name.
Hey, I'll take it.
How are you, sir? What's going on?
I like my fries, julienne.
Julian.
What is the julienne fry? Or julienne potatoes, I think.
I believe it's the way they're cut.
It's a cut.
Yes.
Hi,
How
Jimmy. Jim, how are you? I know you don't like Jimmy too much unless I'm familiar with you, and I guess I'm pretty familiar. We've been doing this show for like 11 years. So.
No, I'm fine with that. It's funny you bring that up. I had a very quick story, and then we'll move on. I had a vendor call, and I sent him an email about something at work, and he called me back, and I have never ever spoken to this guy before on the phone. Never had any contact with this guy before in my life, other than a couple of emails. Leaves me a voicemail on my phone. Hey Jimmy, this is Papa from Bepper. I'm like, get the fuck out of here,
Jimmy.
That's a personal thing with me. And it's because it's just my best friend Brian, who I know since I'm 3 years old.
Brian, yes.
You know Brian. Some of the group knows Brian. He's been to viewing parties. He's been to games with us. He calls me Jimmy. My mother called me Jimmy, her entire life until the day she died. I was 33 years old when my mother died, and I was still Jimmy to her. It's just something that you gotta know me. We gotta be close. We gotta be friends. We gotta be friendly, and then I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
But somebody walking down the street, you don't call me Jimmy. That's not something I just give everybody.
Familiar.
Right. It's just not. Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy, buddy, pal, chief, boss. I hate all those fucking things.
Did you see in that text I said, okay, Commodore?
Yes.
You used to get a lot of those.
Commodore's okay.
I worked at a gas station when I was younger, and they didn't know your name, and they didn't really care to know your name because they were just there to get gas. So the chief, the Commodore, Slick, boss, you got it, of course. Okay, well, you got it, boss. $10 a pump number 5, chief.
The great Dan Murphy is in the chat room. He says, "I thought I was your best friend." Well, yeah, I thought. Well, you referred to me on Facebook the other day as your third best friend.
Oh wow!
I didn't know there was a ranking.
How could you downgrade Jim Schmiedenberg? He's getting better with age. Well, you know what today is?
It's National Pizza Day.
That's right.
That's right.
We didn't even talk about it before the show. It's National Pizza Day.
Yes, we do.
And I wonder if Sam is in ingesting, imbibing. What did he say?
Sausage in one hand.
The Papa John's pizza.
Got your sausage in one hand. Oh, here it is. Here. National Pizza Day, ladies and gentlemen.
Papa John's third goal replay. Have to thank Papa John's. It's National Pizza Day, and they sent up 4 boxes of pizzas. It was great.
And they didn't last long. Now I know you're ambidextrous.
Oh, man, that was good.
Yeah, they had sausage in one hand and cheese in it. I mean,
Don't forget the pepperoni.
The flying buffoons, as I call them.
Oh, Lord.
Now, as soon as those two said last night, the top of the broadcast, they hadn't even dropped the puck yet. And they talked about how the Islanders have struggled on the power play. I said to myself, Rangers aren't scoring a power play. Rangers aren't scoring a power play tonight. They said, the Islanders have struggled on the penalty kill. They're whatever. I said, we're not scoring a power play goal tonight. And sure enough, the power play hasn't looked that bad all season.
Yep.
A disappointing 2-0 loss to the New York Islanders last night.
Yes. I really didn't find them as agitating last night as I usually do. But they're still, their presence is always there. But
they adore Anders Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And they love Jordan Eberle. Oh, when he's on the ice, forget it.
What a skill
Forget
set.
it. I gotta mention real quick. We've got an old timer in the chat room right now. The great John Newman is here.
Wow, John Newman.
And I don't know if he wants to. I'm not going to get into specifics, but John, I hope you're doing okay, and I mean that sincerely. I hope your health is okay. I hope you're doing okay.
Well, what's going on with John? I don't know.
John's going through some health issues, from what I understand.
Better,
so, John, all the best. It's good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Man. One of the all-time. He's not one of the all-time greats. He's just one of the all-time.
Well,
he's one of the all-time goods.
Yeah. He is a fan of the Fatherly Juices clip. I can say that much.
Hey, all I know is John Newman called into this show when we were still on Blog Talk Radio on his way to his first date with the great Stacey Newman. And they're married and they've procreated.
They're married, aren't they?
Married with children. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. So it was his appearance on our show that night that inspired the love.
Oh, well, very good. Very good.
Pete Bernstein is here.
Wow. Pete Bernstein, best friends with Ron Gretzky.
Did we open the door to 2012?
Wow. Well, Pete's been to a couple
what do you think?
viewing parties recently.
So what do you think about Dubinsky's game last night?
Yeah, Dubinsky.
that Blair Betts, man. I don't know. You shouldn't be in the third line.
Stephen Vogel is here.
Steve Vogel is here. Another romance we've sparked.
Yeah, I mean,
Steve Vogel and Catherine Aluzzi.
Wow.
Love, exciting and new.
Oh, wow. Greshner has blocked Peter Bernstein.
Wow. That had to be a political thing. I know. I know Pete's politics do not line up with one Ron Greshner. That much I know.
I don't think the only politics that line up with Ron Greshner are possibly the late Saddam Hussein.
I think there's another former defenseman of the New York Rangers recently released or recently banished from the locker room whose politics probably line up with Mr. Greshner's.
Yeah, probably. All right, enough of the politic. Let's get politics.
And the love.
Love seeing you guys back in the fold, back and participating. It's great to see you guys. I hope to see you guys at a viewing party one of these days when the whole COVIDia is over. Now, let's get down to business. Did
you say chlamydia?
Yeah, COVIDia.
COVIDia. I thought you said chlamydia.
No chlamydia here.
Speaking of Islander fans. So
here we go. We were back to our losing ways after a win against the Penguins? You want? I mean, do you really want to talk about the Penguin games? That was, it was a win. They did good, but
we've been on since the Penguin game, haven't we? I think we've just got the Caps and the Islander game.
Oh, the Caps. That's right. Right.
The Penguin game was the 5-4 win, right?
Right. And the Capital game was where. Let me go just say something about the Capital game right now. You know how in baseball, I don't know, because I have no sense of time now that I'm 50, almost 56. People want to know what's on the wheel, but we'll get to the wheel. Before we start with the sideshow antics. You guys, people just want to go right to the sideshow. You don't want to hear us break down with our hard-hitting analysis? No.
Interest. They didn't go to. Nobody went to see Abbott and Costello for the.
I gotta get some more. This is for my own cathartic reasons. I have to say. You know how in baseball now, I don't know when this happened. Maybe you can correct me. Like the last 10 years, they've come up with these analytics that show where players hit the ball. So they have all these wacky shifts.
Yes.
Now for players. How long has that been an implication?
Well, I mean, I can remember them doing it. I can remember teams doing it when Mo Vaughn was a Met.
Like certain players, Dave Kingman had his own shift.
Yeah, I mean, used to do it the Mo Vaughn. I mean, that's really as far back as I can.
For every batter practically now.
Yeah.
All right. Can a hockey coach, devise some kind of system?
They're killing me.
What do they say?
Just the chat. They're just killing me. Here's the wheel. Good night, everybody. Marty.
Here's the wheel. Good night, everybody. Exactly. It's not a bad idea if we want to do a show.
Right. I'm just not up to a show tonight. Let's just put the fucking wheel up there for bed.
Can somebody devise some kind of strategy, some kind of shift to cover Ovechkin on that one-timer? I mean, he's always open for 20 years now.
20 years, yeah.
There's got to be something they can do.
Well, they had him covered a little bit in that game, and the puck did get to him, and he was alone, and Shesterkin made the save on him, got across the crease and stopped him. And I even commented in our group chat that it was the first time in 20 years somebody knew what he was going to do.
It's just like, I've seen this play so many times in my life, and it always ends up in a goal. And, kudos to Shesty for getting over.
Right. Absolutely.
But I don't see any other team implement this with their sniper. It's only him. I don't understand. Why don't they? I mean, granted, it's Alex Ovechkin. He's one of the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about it. Whether you like him or you hate him. But how come they don't devise a play to set up, I don't know, Lafreniere that way or Kako that way? Why is this the only team that knows to do that play? I mean, granted, they've got some defensemen in there. They got Nicholas Backstrom. They've got some talented passes, but I just don't understand why they can't devise a play to stop that play, and B, why don't you do it with the other teams to try to copy that?
Well, Zibanejad does occasionally attempt that shot. He does occasionally attempt that shot from that spot.
This year.
And I have to correct myself. The win over Pittsburgh was 3-1. They lost to Pittsburgh 5-4, if I'm not mistaken. But that Capitals game, let me just say, the 4-2 victory over the Capitals, that was an absolutely beautiful performance that night. I just thought
boring, was it?
What's that?
Wasn't boring, was it?
Wasn't boring. No, that was my Rangers from last year. They were fun to watch. They were exciting. They defended well. They were, they always, of course we had the great Anthony DiPatetto Vic DiBattista getting his goal.
What a
great
goal.
story. What a great story.
From Island Park, Long Island.
Island Park. His priest is flying the Ranger flag outside the church. He usually only does that for the playoffs. The mother, the guy's mother went and convinced the priest to run the flag up the church pole. Of course, you have to have
was a kid.
Yeah, the picture.
Jersey. What a heartwarming story.
Told his middle school teacher he didn't need to learn the lesson that they were doing because he was going to play for the New York Rangers someday. Of course, we had 2 goals from Strome in that game. We had to suffer through.
That got some of the focus off him because he's been in the fan base's sub dog house. I don't know.
Right.
It rotates. He was in the rotation.
The fan base has just never taken to him. Even last year when he played well, I feel like this guy, he's just never really been embraced by this fan base.
Well, I think he's got that Islanders stank on him still.
Is that what it is?
And I think he really didn't do. I mean, this is a guy. What, we got him for free, right? Didn't we get him for some stupid ass trade with Edmonton?
Ryan Spooner.
I mean, this is a steal. And because he's not 22, a lot of the fan base did not get they only get excited about young players. They don't get excited about veterans who've been around the league. And I think they also thought he was the result of playing with Panarin. But regardless, he produces.
Right.
So whatever. I don't have any agenda against Ryan Strome, but I have seen some people who do.
Of course, we had to deal with Carl Hagelin getting a goal again. Just a garbage goal.
Goal again. This guy, what, he's got 2-3 cups? He's got 2 cups.
Two, right?
Yeah, I think it's 2 cups. And you got to deal with this shit goal by him. That was predictable.
Is it one with the Penguins and one with the Caps? Is that what it was? Was he with the Caps when they won the cup? I think so, right? Or were they both with the Penguins? Or does he just go to every team that wins the cup? Was he with Tampa last year in the bubble? And
I don't know. We'll have to get somebody more familiar with the Carl Hagelin experience.
The Hagelin experience.
Yeah, so of course, he gets the crappiest goal in the world.
Right.
But
then Ovechkin made it interesting. He closed the gap to 3-2, and then Buchnevich closed them out with the empty netter, an actual empty net goal.
Yes, you got to see it if you watched the game. Well, I'm sure you find it somewhere. But yes, an empty net goal by the New York Rangers.
And Alex Ovechkin played 27 minutes in that game. That guy's 59 years old. How the hell is he? He's playing half the game still. We still can't get this guy off the ice.
As Al Trotwick said, look at his abs. Look at that six-pack.
Look at those thighs.
Those thighs. Look at the thighs. The guy says he's a super specimen. He's a Russian robot. I mean,
he's Ivan Drago.
He is. He's physical. I mean, he's just, I don't know how he does it. He's just one of the best that ever played. I hate to say it. But I've seen many goals live that he scored that I just were like.
There you go. Buddha's got it. Thank you, Blueshirt Buddha.
Thank
Hags
you.
won both cups with the Pens. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Blueshirt Buddha. I should come up with like his own little thing. All right. So the Rangers won. I think we were feeling good, right? Good victory. Not boring.
Fantastic. Just they were so good in every aspect of that game against the Capitals, and it just reminded me of last year. You know, before the COVIDs. You know, before when they were playing really well.
Right.
They did all the things they were doing really well before the COVIDs.
Yes, and I gotta say, I I was looking forward to coming on the show, telling you people, not you so much, Jim, because we are, I don't like to give you the business, but you were telling me that all the people in the game thread think the Rangers are boring, and I was going to be like, ha, guess what? You were wrong. I was you were wrong. But and also I put on my little Karnak thing and went out on a limb, and then of course got completely obliterated for the Rangers trying to get Jason Spezza, not knowing that a week, like 2 days before, he said he's not going to any other team. He's going to retire. Guy gets a hat trick.
Gets a hat trick that night.
He got a hat trick. Everybody's telling me he's too slow, and the guy gets a hat trick. All right, I was wrong. And I was wrong, but I got to make a retraction because I still don't understand what Tony D'Angelo.
A retraction?
Because I said you can't.
Are you going to retract your story of having sources that said Tony D'Angelo burned a cross in front of Keandre Miller's locker? Is that what you're retracting?
He's burning a cross. No, I mean
that's what. Hey, I got 3 anonymous sources that told me that. I mean, they won't say it in public, but that's what 3 guys told me.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you about them in a second. But I'm still confused of what went on. Did Georgiev tangle with TDA? Or did TDA tangle with Georgiev?
From what I understand, that TDA said something to Georgiev. Georgiev took offense and threw a punch, and then it was broken. And then it was broken up.
When I was saying, I was yelling, "Don't fight the goalie! You don't fight the number 1 rule of hockey! You don't fight the goalie!" I was wrong. I was wrong.
Well,
my apologies, Sam.
Okay, maybe you don't fight the goal, but how about you don't bitch out the goalie either on the way to the locker room.
Right. Well, yeah. What I said is that you can't throw your goalie onto the bus ever as a defenseman because you fuck up and he could throw you on. There's a special relationship and you're a teammate. I mean,
right. Right.
So, did you see Shesterkin come off the ice in the Capital game? And when he came off the ice in the runway, he turned around and made believe he was going to hit Panarin.
Yeah, there was a little chicanery, a little fun stuff.
He's got a sense of humor.
It looks like it, yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it was. I saw that. That was fun. Got your 7-Eleven to-go cup, I see.
No, it's not a to-go cup. It's a big gulp cup.
The big gulp. Yeah. Nice.
You want me to stay at 7-Eleven and drink? Hang out there, watch people playing lottery.
Don't they have tables? There's no indoor dining at 7-Eleven?
Not anymore. They did put counters in some of them where you could hang out. But the people that work there are always like, get the fuck out of this store. What are you hanging out for?
It's like the worst people hang out at 7-Eleven too. I mean, it's just the worst class of people outside of 7-Eleven.
I'm sorry for you, 7-Eleven. I don't know if Michael Halleck hangs out at 7-Eleven, but my apologies.
Right.
He's always doing something, that crazy guy. So I just wanted to straighten that out. I feel like an idiot because I was like, "You don't fight the goalie," and meanwhile he didn't fight the goalie, even though he did other things wrong. I'm retracting. So speaking of retractions and
all right,
getting the story. What?
Oh, I just want to say, I see we've already got a bunch of people in the studio, and I gotta play around with some features here and do some testing. So I need a little room on the studio. And Steve Vogel, your video is not showing up, so I'm going to disconnect you from the studio. Just give us a few minutes, and then you can call back in. So I'm going to remove you because I'm not. It's just like there's no video for his picture anyway. And Kana, same thing. So just give it a couple of minutes and then call back in. All right.
Yeah, all right. So speaking of this, whatever went down, whatever, to me it's dead and gone. But what's going on over there at Blueshirt Panther? Has anything happened?
Well, it's funny you asked. Now, Now we were on the air last Tuesday night, right? And as I pointed out to you and to the millions watching around the world on YouTube and Facebook, they were getting what's the word you like to use? Excoriated?
Yes, excoriated.
Eviscerated, disemboweled on Twitter. I mean, they were just getting ripped apart. The banter Twitter account, Joe Fortunato and Adam Herman were just getting ripped to pieces. Absolutely ripped to pieces.
JD
now
makes the call.
Right. JD, after that press conference where JD, that was the first, imagine, that was the first order of business in that press conference.
He got right to it.
Not addressing Tony D'Angelo, not addressing Georgiev, nothing about the team. The first order of business was to discredit Blue Shirt Banter. And all I'll tell you is Rick Carpinello said, I know John Davidson 43 years. The man's never lied to me, and I don't think he's going to start now. So I have no reason not to believe John Davidson when he tells me that the story was absolutely false. Anyway, so now the two main components of Blue Shirt Banner went underground. Silencio. Gone quiet, as they say about submarines. Gone quiet. Run silent, run deep, right?
What are they got the mattresses like in The Godfather?
They've gone to the mattresses. Not a word.
Okay.
Now, as of right before we went on the air, because I took a look to make sure that I was given correct information, Adam Herman has still not come out of his hole. He is still hiding. Joe Fortunato has reappeared on Twitter. Oh. However, he has, he reappeared on Super Bowl Sunday. And let's see, here we go. See if we got him here. I could show you. Joe has reappeared on Twitter. And we're gonna give Joe this is the most attention Joe's gotten on the internet in a while. Now Joe is tweeting about his barbecue. If you see here, families all moved in. I'm smoking an 11-pound brisket. Now I don't know how you get an 11-pound brisket lit or in your mouth, but that's besides the point. But he's smoking an 11-pound brisket. There's a picture of his grill. There's a picture of the meat. You can see all of this, right? Okay, everybody can see this, right? Here's a picture of his meat, his brisket, wrapped. Not a word about Tony D'Angelo, not a word about Blue Shirt Banner, not a word about anything. Joe has reemerged as Julia Childs. He's Guy Fieri, as Jen would say. Jen says it the Italian way, Fieri.
Fieri.
Not Fieri, like I would say. Fieri, Guy Fieri. We've got updates, noon temperature updates. We've got the smoke updates. We've got temperature updates. We've got a retweet, and then we're back to the meat, then we're back to the grill, and then the brisket, and then this, and then this, and then on and on and on and on. This was all day Sunday. So we have that. Thank you for that. So we've got a little something, a gift. We have a gift for the good people at Blue Shirt Banter, who it's where I got my start. It's the whole reason how this whole thing got started. It's how we met. So we want to give Blue Shirt Banter a little bit of a present. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Blue Shirt Banter's new logo with their new site. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you Blue Shirt Barbecue.
Well done. Well done, sir.
So I wish them all the best on their new endeavors. They'll have well-placed sauces. That's great. The well-placed sauces now instead of anonymous sauces. Sweet Baby Ray's is anonymous. We've got the KC Masterpiece is anonymous. That is a fantastic take on the Blue Shirt Banner logo, which of course is the Statue of Liberty arm holding the torch. But that blog is no more. It is now Blue Shirt Barbecue, and we have given them the Statue of Liberty with the spatula. Blue Shirt Barbecue. We wish you guys all the best. We love you, and that's a little gift from your friends at the Blueshirt Underground show. We wish you all the best.
Blueshirt barbecue.
Blueshirt barbecue with anonymous sauces.
Who was the? I was trying to think when you said Julia Child. Who was the one? The Southern woman from Texas.
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. Paula Dean is now.
Everything she cooked had like 12 pounds of butter in it.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember the show? Do you remember the show that used to be on Channel 5 when we were kids? PM Magazine.
Yes.
Remember Chef Tell? That used to be Chef Tell.
I think that's where the canceled that pervert from Today's Show got his start. The what's his name? The guy used to be on the Today Show. What's his name?
Willett Scott.
Not Willett. Who? Matt Lauer.
Oh, he started on PM Magazine?
Yeah, he started on PM Magazine.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just remember him from Live at 5.
That in my ear. But thank you for your help, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes. So that was very good. I enjoyed that. I didn't know it was coming, folks.
No,
and
that was
got a true hearty laugh at a Blueshirt barbecue.
We put that together today.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you to our graphics department for coming up with that for us. So we wish them all the best, and you know, I look forward to their brisket recipes and the right way to make ribs and
dry rub.
Dry rub. I love dry rub. You know, as
it's like a food show today. It's National Pizza Day. It's the Blueshirt Barbecue Day.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's
well,
exciting news over there at the barbecue.
Wow. Meanwhile, he's getting barbecued all over Twitter. Okay.
All right.
Enough of that nonsense.
Now, before we move on, I want to test out. I've had some. For those of you that are here every week, you know we've had some trouble with videos, trying to play videos on the show. And I was working with BeLive technical support today, and they asked me to run a couple of quick tests during our show. So let's do something really quick. Let's bring the boys up. There they are. Look at them.
There they are.
Look at them. Chip!
I know this clip already.
Let's
teams get together.
Please tell me immediately if you can hear the audio when I start playing this, okay?
Me or the audience?
Both, actually. All right?
Yep.
So hang on a second. Here we go.
Jim Gordon along with Bill
Chadwick,
the big whistle. Tonight, the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders. And I think it is safe to say that not since the days of the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Baseball Giants have we had a series like this one. They used to call it a Subway Series, Bill.
Jim, you're much older than that. I don't remember those series, but I'll make a prediction that the winner of this series.
Yes.
Wrong. Wrong.
A prediction of this series will win the Stanley Cup.
Chip, I'll tell you one thing about this series, Chip.
I mean, it could have been a little bit louder, but other than that, it was working, baby. It was working. We were good to go.
Okay, now hold on. We're going to try this. We're going to try one more thing.
Wow, this is great. I haven't passed the test since 1981.
Now, let's see. Hold on a second. Okay.
Look at those suits those guys were wearing, too.
Oh, here we go. Share audio.
Broadcasters used to wear suits.
All right. Let's try this, and we're going to bring them boys back.
They wear suits, right?
And all right, tell me if you can hear this.
Shots on goal, 13 for Washington, 7 for the Rangers. The teams will be returning to the ice for the start of the second period in just a bit. This is New York Rangers hockey.
Hold on. I want you to see something here.
We are back here at Landover, Maryland. Jim Gordon and Bill Chadwick.
There's Lou. Look at that belt buckle.
Wow.
And look at the lady behind him. Look at that hat.
Enlarge that. Go full screen. Holy cow. And look at that kid with the Dutch boy paint haircut there on the right there.
It's a nice shirt. Does it come in your size? Hey, Lou.
Luke. 2-1 in favor of the Caps with Gustafsson and Walter scoring unassisted goals on Ranger misplays. And now.
Wow. Wonder where he is now.
Wilson got a power play goal to put the Rangers
Oh,
back
he's
into
dead.
it. But
Big
in a second,
Lou.
The Washington Caps coming up with what everybody says is the best
Big
period of
Lou.
hockey they have had at home this year.
Why
And
you
it
calling him Big Lou?
certainly paid off.
There's a big boy back there. This Costa was at the game.
Kelly with a pair of goals. Baruch on a Kelly.
I don't like that look.
Everybody's what?
You got his shirt tucked in when you're fat.
You don't tuck. You don't tuck when you're fat.
You don't tuck. No.
All right. Can you guys in the chat, can you hear the video that's playing now?
Kelly assist got the third, and they broke it open 5-1. We still have one full period of hockey to go. We'll be back here with that in just a bit. In the meantime, Ulf Nielsen is coming up, and I will remind you we are live at Landover.
Can you hear that, Eddie?
Yeah, I heard
When
it
it was
all.
playing?
Beautiful.
Okay, good.
Maryland will return in a moment, and this is New York Rangers hockey.
You actually had a talk with these chuckleheads? Be Live people?
Yes.
And
Yes.
they figured this out?
Well, they were able to figure out what the problem was. So,
All right.
so we're good.
Awesome.
We're back.
We're back.
And Eddie and I can announce that we have renewed our Be Live subscription, so we will be staying right here on Be Live for another year.
Yes.
Bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Thanks to you. Thanks to our Patreon donors, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
You guys paid for it, so thank you.
Thank you. So
You have kept us on the air for another year.
now if we can there's one bugaboo is that when we for some reason when we get a guest on, things go crazy, like a special guest. They can't hear me, they can't hear you. That's the only bugaboo I have left with this thing.
Yeah, but that seems to have gotten better because I mean, our regular callers like Costa and Kana and they seem to be connected okay. So sometimes I think there's just maybe if people are calling, maybe they're not on their Wi-Fi or maybe they just have a bad signal. I know the one night we had Steve Cornianos on, we couldn't see him, we couldn't get linked up with him, and we had Jillian Kemmerer on. We had some problems with her. So
yeah, Jillian Kemmerer, she's eating a little crow with that Sorokin. That guy has stunk it up with the Islanders.
That's a shame. Not that she's eating crow, but just that he stinks.
And also the hockey news. So was it the hockey news that said he was going to win Rookie of the Year over Shesterkin or Lafreniere?
A lot of people said that.
Yeah.
Well, Lafreniere ain't winning any rookie. Keandre Miller might be the highest ranking Ranger on the Cutler Trophy list.
I'm going to say it right here. You got Niels Lundqvist in the, if he ever gets here. I'm going to say something, folks. I very rarely say. What a job. Now, I know, Odie, in the rebuild, you did a poll, right? The rebuild, we got the rebuild notice, 3 years ago?
3 years ago yesterday, the organization sent out the letter. And I posted a poll yesterday in our group asking our readers, our listeners, viewers, our members, whatever, to rate how the Rangers have done so far, how they think the Rangers have done so far in the rebuild. And the results were pretty overwhelming. It was a pretty overwhelming B.
Yeah. What would you grade him if you didn't participate in the poll? Put it in the chat. And I want to just, what I was going to say, which kind of ties into this. The Rangers have a first pairing that really can hang with anybody, at least in this division, night in and night out, and Adam Fox and Ryan Lindgren. The fact that these guys can play these kind of minutes, and Adam Fox looks great every game. Lindgren is good. He adds a little bit of snarl. I think they complement each other. The fact that now you got the big ticket guy in Trouba, who, let's face it, has not played all that well. But where he is, he's fine. The fact that now you have Keandre Miller in his first year to come in and play with Trouba and to play as well, the Rangers have 3 young defensemen that look like they can play in this league, barring injury, barring concussions, barring
COVID.
Well, everybody comes back from COVID. Apparently, if you're a hockey player, they give you some Regeneron or whatever they call that stuff, and you're all right. So anyway, I think they did a great job, and you still got some guys in the pipeline. All you got to do is fix the 5 and 6 hole. I mean, Libor Hyatt is okay. Okay. Geppetto is like whatever you get from this guy is a bonus at this point of his career, and I think he's played decently.
He's fine for the third pairing, and quite honestly, really up until Hayek made that bonehead pass up the middle last night, I thought he was fine too because I hadn't heard his name.
Right.
And if you don't hear his name, then he's fine. So
Jack Johnson should never ever play again.
No.
Even when
not on this team.
Making that bad play, Jack Johnson makes those plays 7 times a game. Now, Brendan Smith, again, I'd rather play those two instead of Brendan Smith. If you got to play Brendan Smith, you play him. But I'll take those two guys on the 5 and 6 right now over any of the guys that are on the taxi squad or not playing or hurt. But when you start getting some of these prospects, and I'm sure Steven will talk about them when we get them on, when you put a Niels Lundqvist, you got a really solid young defenseman. You got a solid young goalie. If these forwards could ever get it straightened out in a couple, I think the Rangers doing really well. Keandre Miller looks like a budding superstar out there. I hate to get ahead of my skis on this, but that poke check, and you can see when he joins the rush, he knows what he's doing. And I think he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Once he realizes how dominant he can be, I think he.
And I think with him right now, I've said this a couple of times, he has the physical attributes to make up for his mistakes. Because he does make mistakes. Yeah. I mean, if you zero in on him, he's a rookie. He does make some rookie mistakes, but definitely. He can usually make up for them with his long stick or his long stride because he can get back. If he's out of position, he can get himself back into position fast, or he just swings that stick around and covers up for his mistakes. And quite frankly, I'd rather see Libor Hajek making that bad pass, than Jack Johnson.
Right.
Because at least there's a chance Libor Hajek might learn from it. Obviously, at this point, Jack Johnson ain't learning nothing new.
Exactly. No one's going back for Jack Johnson. He is what he is. There's no development. Right. I mean, I don't want to, again, we've been hanging Jack Johnson on the cross, but deservedly so. He doesn't belong in the NHL. Right. They were right. All these weasels that said he shouldn't be on the team, they were right. Before the season started, you were right. Again, I've said this before. I didn't really have a problem when they signed him, but I had no idea the guy was going to be in the lineup every night. I thought he was going to be the Anthony Botello of the team. Okay, he fills in. Brendan Smith got hurt last night. We need a guy for a night, and we'll put Jack Johnson in. I didn't know he was going to be the every night defenseman pairing with D'Angelo or who's a defensive liability as well. No, he looks great.
So
very, very impressive. So you don't see many players like that in the game that make those kind of plays.
Right.
And he's going against Crosby and Ovechkin. All those guys play for Ovechkin plays like 25 minutes a game. So, but they're not playing any schleps, and there'll be a big test on Wednesday when they play the Bruins, who are not the same Bruin team that the Rangers faced the first time around. It's David Pastrnak show over there. I mean, he's just turned into.
They haven't played the Bruins yet.
What?
They haven't played the Bruins yet.
Well, they're going to get the Pastrnak Bruins, which are different than the Bruins that played before. So I really like what I see from him so far. You got, as much as I'm a little wary of the forwards that we've got. I don't know. I don't know why they're not potting more goals. I mean, the Rangers is down Heedle too. So anyway, just wanted to talk about Miller and how the Rangers really have put together a young defense fairly quickly, because good defensemen are hard to come by. So
don't we know it?
Yep. And with each influx of these rookies and these young guys, we jettison. Brendan Smith will be gone next year. Jack Johnson will be gone next year. And maybe you get some of these younger guys in there and you keep developing. This is the way it's supposed to go.
A lot of money off the cap next year too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, and I'll throw it out to the chat room as well to discuss. The first couple of weeks of the season, I think a lot of people, and there was a lot of talk that the Rangers kind of missed Jesper Fast in the lineup. They missed the things he brings. I kind of feel like Di Giuseppe is growing into that role. Speed, solid player. He's put up a few points here and there. They put him out there on the penalty kill. I think he's on the second. I think he's part of that second power play unit. Don't quote me on it though. I think he's kind of filling that role, and he's played pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Was a little concerned that, but Fast, what he does, he causes so much chaos, not by his own doing, but the coaches would constantly just flip him on the first and second, third lines, and it just was so frustrating. No matter what line you put him on, he's going to wind up with 8 goals. So it was a little annoying in that. Not blaming Jesper, but yes, I think it's a good analogy that Di Giuseppe has added that Fast kind of play and replaced it. I think that's a good analogy, and it's good on him. I have no problem with him at all. And look, Steve Rooney has done what he's supposed to do. I mean, it's not a long-term solution, but. And still, we're missing the great Colin Blackwell, who played well when he was what is he, concussed?
I think so. Yeah, these fill-in guys that they signed that didn't look like much in the offseason have all played fairly well. Looney, Kevin Rooney, Blackwell, Di Giuseppe was here last year, but these guys that they have fit in well with I think they've done they've done a decent job.
Julian Gauthier, to me, is like, I see the speed. He'll head right to the net and then go around the net. Like, I feel like he's just like a one-trick pony at this point.
I just see another big guy who skates well with bad hands.
Very well, Mike.
Who just doesn't seem to generate any offense. I know they were real happy with how he played last night. Great. I hope he proves me wrong. I don't see it. I'm sure glad it wasn't the Rangers who made this guy a first round pick. I'm sure glad he was somebody else's first round pick.
Wow, who made him their number 1 pick?
He was a Canes first round pick.
Wow.
I think he was number 17 in the first round, 20 or somewhere, lower first round pick, but he was a first round pick.
Well, he's another Brian Boyle. What?
Oh, God.
No, Brian Boyle was never fast.
Oh, Joe, he's working with Barb Underwood, Joe.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Paul. Speed skating specialist.
Right.
All right, so we got that. And let's just talk about last night's game, and then we'll get to the wheel, okay, boys and girls? I know you can't wait. You want us to come in with the monkeys and do a show here for you.
He was 21st overall in the 2016 draft. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you to the research desk.
Okay, so let's talk about last night's game.
He's a poor man's Rick Nash.
Oh, geez.
Rick Nash at least would score a goal once in a while.
Regular season, he was okay.
Sean McCaff said Rick Nash was a poor man's Rick Nash.
God, remember we used to think he was next level? When They made him out to be next level. I don't think we thought. All right, so let's go to the last night's game. It's, I guess, the return to boring came back.
Yeah.
The game was, it was. I think it was played in the Rangers zone a little bit too much for my liking. The first two periods, Shesterkin was really, really good. I thought the Rangers played well. And you taking the game in a 0-0 in the third period, I didn't feel good about that. Because the Islanders, if they get up, you know what's going to happen. And really, the Rangers took no penalties in the first two periods, which I thought was astounding.
Right.
But the Rangers they were playing disciplined, I thought.
But you knew the longer that went on, you knew that penalty was going to come at the worst possible time. And it did.
It did. Of course. So that happened. And then the third period, the Rangers get a glorious chance 2 minutes in. Panarin on a breakaway. He couldn't score. What are you going to do? And let me just talk. Adam Fox made so many tremendous passes in that game. No other than, I think he got the one to Panarin, and he also got the one to Zibanejad, who he visibly looks like he's depressed out there. And he came down and just basically shot it into his pads. So he's struggling big time. And then the big goal the Islanders get, the first to draw blood in that game, was the bad play by Libor Hayek.
How many times did we see Dan Girardi make that pass? A lot.
Why? The first thing
no need for it.
For a defenseman is never go up the middle ever.
Nope.
Never, ever, 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 ever. And he just serves it up on a platter. And the Islanders score one of the greatest scorers ever in hockey history, Casey Cizikas. Not first thing out of my mouth, not this fucking guy again. I am sick. Now listen, I'm going to give credit. That fourth line they have is the envy of the league. I would trade for that fourth line right now. They bring it every night physically. There is no other team that has that in the league. Old school, north-south hockey. They're rare to find. The Islanders have three of them on their fourth line. Guys who forecheck their ass off, and pound the other team, win face-offs, all that. But when those idiots score, that's when I lose my mind. Cizikas is second. Matt Martin, what was it, second? Or Cizikas is third, whatever. I couldn't believe that the Rangers did not allow the other Ranger killers to score. The J.G. What's his name? Pageau. That guy lights the Rangers up. The Josh Bailey playing in his 1,000th game as an Islanders. This guy's got to retire soon. Oh, and Andy Green. That guy's older than me. What is he doing on that team? He plays on a power play. I'm like, Alexa, how old is Andy Green?
She doesn't know. Records weren't kept then.
I was doing that. I go, this fucking loser's still playing? We're losing to this?
Who's the guy that I can't think of his name. I was trying to think of his name last night. It drew a complete blank. We must have mentioned him 1,000 times on this show. Who was the guy that played for the Islanders that owned Hank? Was it Benoit Hogue? Was that his name?
Maybe Benoit Hogue, yeah.
I think he plays in Dallas now, but he completely owned Hank. Oh, Como, that's it. Blake Como, thank you.
Blake Como, there you go.
Thank you. That's him.
Ross Rockwood, though. He knows everything.
That's Rockwood, though. Right?
We should make him come out with a list of top 10 Ranger killers.
Peter Bondra.
Oh, Peter Bodger owned the Rangers. He owned the whole league, but he owned the Rangers too.
Used to kill us.
Jan Erickson shadowing Peter Bodger.
He scores!
Yeah. Jan Erickson gets Mario Lemieux. To build that up. That's the matchup. Anyway, so yeah. So I was spared the Brock Nelson goals. And the Brock
Jason fucking Chimera. There's another one.
Who?
Jason fucking Chimera, as Chandler used to call him.
Oh God. Yeah, Jason. Oh, I forgot about that guy. Wow, Jason fucking Chimera. Wow, that really is I had kind of blacked him out of my memory. Yes. So all these guys. And then they get beat by the fourth line on a bad play by Hayek. But listen, you got to score goals. You got to score goals to win. You can't get no goals and win. So offensively, they were neutered for most of the game. You had those two plays. You had a couple shots, but nothing really major, high quality chances. And anything that was halfway above average for Varlamov, he's now got 2 shutouts against us. I mean, looks like he solved that the Rangers scoring, which has been kind of anemic. I know you have some issues with the first line.
I have issues with the first line?
Yeah. Didn't you say that?
Well, it's the top. It's really it's all the big names on this team coming up small. Zibanejad, Kreider. I mean, Kreider. We had 2 games. He scored 3 goals, and now we haven't heard from him since.
Still
too inconsistent.
He's still
too inconsistent.
He's still an underachiever.
And I don't know what's going on with Mika Zibanejad, but we're getting
cut the hair.
We're past the point. We're past the point where it's a slow start.
Yeah,
I
feel bad for the guy. I do.
We're 11 games into the season? Yeah, we're past the point where it's a slow start. This is now officially becoming an off year. which is not a good idea when you're headed into your contract year, right? I mean, next year's his contract year.
Right.
I think. Yeah, I think so. So, I don't know what's going on with him. But I think my biggest problem is that, especially and last night more so than other games, not even engaged. Like there's just nothing going on. He's just putting in shifts. It seems like at this point.
Neg Type 13 says, didn't they say Barzell has 19 points in 14 games against us?
Entirely possible.
That's entirely possible. Also, Paul Sliker, I like his. I can't read. I gotta get better glasses. Also, he can't DJ during COVID with Zibby. I don't know. I feel bad. I just feel bad. I feel bad for the guy. He looks despondent on the bench. He's got to get some goals.
I look despondent watching him.
I know, but there's got to be a point where listen, I love to blast on the players and joke about it, but I do have compassion, even though I'd have more. I would feel better if the Rangers won. That makes me feel better. I'm a little selfish that way. That when the Rangers win, I feel good, makes my day better. But I do feel bad for the guy. I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to ask the fans at home. Is it an off year for Mika, or is he going to break out of it? Let's take a poll right now. Let's see who the real swamis are here. I predicted the Spez at 3 goals. I predicted the Rangers weren't boring. I'm good. I'm the best. What about you people? Does Mika... Oh, you're shaking your head no already, Joe? I mean, Joe. Jesus. Oh,
Joe!
Joe! Jim, does he...
I don't know. I hope so.
Kreider's just an underachiever. Just that's the way it is. And then who else?
Just a streaky player.
Buknevich, he was okay last night.
Yeah.
Some of the other big ticket items.
Big ticket items.
I mean,
where are the rooks? Where are the kids?
Another one.
Where's Kako?
Kako had a good shot, I think, but Kako and Lafreniere got to be more visible. I just, you don't have to be scoring goals, but just get some chance. I don't want a nothing game that was going into the third period. Just I'm going to make evaluations on guys because basically the Islanders, they tried to hang with the Islanders at their own game. The Rangers never developed a forecheck. I feel like the Rangers were playing rope-a-dope with them. They were like, oh, okay, let's play the Islanders style and see how we can pull it off. And
and then they were just the dopes.
Yeah, they were just the dopes. It always hurts when you lose. At least for me, although the Devils now is about equal, but when you lose to the Islanders, especially after they've been struggling.
Bill Chadwick's here.
Bill Chadwick in the chat room as well.
He's in the chat room.
All right, so you want to do this wheel of blame thing?
You want to do the wheel? You want to talk to somebody? We got 4 people waiting to talk to. Right. We don't want to do all night.
All right, let's talk to some people.
All right, let's talk to Steve. We don't have a ton of time for guests tonight, but we'll get everybody in. Oh, Steve, what's up? How are you?
Hi guys.
I like that new hat. That I saw them wearing it. Right, Quinn was wearing it. And
Quinny's been wearing that hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the draft hat. Yeah. I was gonna make it short anyway because it's already after 2 a.m. here. But if you want to talk about Lundqvist, I just want to talk about him for like 1 minute, and something needs to be said. So now with D'Angelo gone, of course, a spot opens up for him next season. He will come over in the summer. I'm 100% sure about that. But interesting, he scored his 10th goal of the season last week. Wow. And I actually looked it up because I was curious. But he is the first defenseman in Swedish Hockey League history to have more than one double-digit goal season before turning 21. That's just the type of numbers he's putting up there. And he's only turning 21 in June. He's still young, so by the time he makes his NHL debut next season, he'll be the same age that Miller is now. And if you see what Miller is doing, there was a play last night where I think Pajot was trying to pass to Brock Nelson. If Miller doesn't break up that play in front of the net, it's a surefire goal because he had an open net. That's the type of plays that Lundqvist makes as well. He's so good at reading the game, and the way he uses his stick, his gap control. It's going to be amazing to see him on the team next season. I'm really excited for it, and I think they should probably keep Boteto to have some experience still on the blue line together with Trouba. But next season, seeing Lindgren and Fox and Miller and Lundqvist is going to be a lot of fun.
What's your take on Lafreniere and Kako so far this year?
I think Kako had a pretty good game against the Capitals, probably his best game in a Rangers jersey. He only had 1 assist, but he made a couple of breakout plays where he set up breakaways. He was good in the transition game, caused some turnovers. I think the points will come eventually, but with Lafreniere, I understand why fans are disappointed. I know, what can you say? They're playing on a team that just doesn't have it. You know, you have Zibanejad who's playing like I don't know, like Chris Newberry. And
what's their Newberry reference?
And he's just not playing up to par. And last season we had 4 players putting up career years, and so far the only one who's replicating it is Artemi Panarin. So it's going to be really difficult to even squeak into the playoffs this season. But I just want Kako and Lafreniere to be comfortable on the ice and put up some points. And it's like this coach doesn't understand how to put good lines together. It's every time it doesn't work, 10 minutes into the game, he's juggling the lines. And for some reason, the power play has been the same for 3 freaking weeks, even though it doesn't work. So I don't understand what he's doing. Hopefully, Kako and Lafreniere will outlive Quinn as a coach, and they'll be able to show what they can do under a different coach, because I think Quinn's not going to be here much longer.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean,
regarding the Calder, I think Miller is probably a candidate. I don't think he's going to win it. Kaprizov in Minnesota and Ty Smith for the Devils are probably the front runners right now. But if Miller can keep it up, and if Shesterkin can put some really good games together, I think he's still in the mix. Definitely better than Sorokin.
Right. Definitely better than Sorokin so far. Kaprizov for Minnesota has, been excellent. And Ty Smith on the Devils also. Seems like it seems like the Devils were in COVID protocol.
So were the Wild.
The Wild,
I think. The Wild, I think, just canceled a bunch of games too.
And the Sabres and the Flyers canceled their game tonight as well. So there will be a lot of games postponed in the upcoming weeks. Maybe they'll even shut the league down for a week or two just to get it under control again.
It's crazy. We really didn't really touch on that, but
we'll have to start the bracket of pain up again.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just
it's just frustrating to watch the NBA being able to do it, but the NHL is struggling this much. It's I don't.
Any just in parting with you and Jim, let me ask you this: why do you think it's so hard with hockey as opposed to the NBA?
Maybe because there's more players per team. Maybe, I don't know. It shouldn't matter that much. They play in the exact same arenas. Most NHL arenas are used for NBA games as well, so it's definitely not the location. I don't know. Maybe the NHL just doesn't know how to do this either, because there's so many things I can list that they suck at.
Well, they had they had the bubble idea, right?
No, the bubble is great, but you have it under control. You have everyone in Toronto and Edmonton. You have two cities.
Right.
And now all teams have their home games, so you have teams traveling between cities. Yeah, you keep it within the division, but the only real division there is the division the Rangers are in. Every other division spans half the continent. So, they're still on planes, and they're still, walking through airports, and they're in hotels. And yeah, I mean, if you want to keep everyone clean, it's really difficult to do if you travel so much. And when they were in the bubble, they didn't have to travel. They were all in Toronto. They all stayed in the same one or two hotels. And in Toronto, you have an entire underground mall that they closed down completely. So yeah, if you're all in the same location, it's a lot easier to do. But
Sean McCaff says that the strip clubs that the NBA players go to are a lot cleaner than the NHL ones.
It wouldn't surprise me, but the rules. I feel the rules only apply to some teams and not others. Like the Tampa Bay Lightning can watch the Super Bowl all together in a big room, but when 4 players on the Capitals are playing some cards in a hotel room, they have to go on IR for 2 weeks. I don't know.
A little weird. Yep.
It just feels like they make it up as they go along.
Well, that is Gary Bettman in the NHL. All right, Steven, thank you for your input, brother. Nice to
go to bed.
Loving
we'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you.
Take care, Steve. Good night.
Bye. Great Stephen Vogel.
Yes. All right, let's bring Rock on. Talk to Rock for a couple minutes, then we'll get to the wheel. What's up, Rock? Oh. What's up, Rock?
Boys? What's going on? How are you? Always
Good,
a pleasure following. Always a pleasure following Steve. He always a plethora of knowledge, so never mind following him. Yeah, let me tell you something. That game last night, I was pacing the floor after that game. I was so aggravated and so annoyed. I can't stand Matt Martin. I can't stand everyone. That stupid Semyon Varlamov. He's killed us since the playoffs. I don't know what year it was when they played Washington. That guy has killed us. He's another Ranger killer. He's killed us no matter where he's played. And 2 shutouts. And, of course, we had to hear he's the first Islander goalie to shut out the Rangers twice in one season. So another notch in his belt. But I'll tell you, pacing that floor, I was just getting so frustrated. They just couldn't generate any offense. They couldn't get any shots through from the point. It was really bad. And I'll tell you, the book's out on Zibanejad and Panarin. They need to start thinking of some other moves to make. I mean, Panarin tried to go, between the glove and the glove and the arm. He did it against Sorokin. He tried it against Varlamov. He made it look as if he knew exactly where he was shooting the puck. Zibanejad with that backhand, forehand backhand move on breakaways. The book's out on these guys, and they're going to have to figure out a way to adjust to this whole thing. So. But I'll tell you, the game, I just was so aggravated. I hate losing to that team. I hate hearing their fan base because they chant and they smile as if they won the Stanley Cup. And honestly, I couldn't take it. It was just driving me absolutely crazy.
Who's out of the three teams? Who do you hate losing to the most? The Islanders, the Devils, or the Flyers?
When the Island, I throw Pittsburgh in there too. I can't even stand. I can't stand Washington either. Actually, this whole division I can't stand. I mean, maybe except for the Sabres. I mean, the Bruins, between Marchand and Bergeron, and Chara's gone, but now he's in Washington.
Right.
So, Ovechkin and every team has a guy you can't stand. Crosby,
the local,
Chris Letang. The local teams, probably the Islanders at this point. I mean, the Devils are pretty much they're non-existent. I don't know if they have a beat writer. Poor Andrew Gross does he even cover them? I don't even know if they have somebody covering that team. Maybe the Daily News covers them. Cover anyone else.
Blueshirt Barbecue is covering.
Yeah. They may be heading that direction. I wouldn't be. Listen, if Herman went over and started following them, he can be there in anonymity. No one would even know.
Right.
So but no,
Herman
I guess the Islanders. I would say the Islanders answer your question.
I'm with Rock.
I'm with Rock on that too.
Losses to the Islanders are just.
The thing is, I don't get is how is this team even competitive? I mean, Pellick and Polak and I mean, guys, if they fell on you, you wouldn't know who they were.
Right.
I mean, guys, if they fell on you, you wouldn't know who they were.
Yeah, but they're without
they wax poetic about how one. I mean, they stink. I mean, they're boring. It's a boring team playing in a boring building. At the Barclay. I can't say the Coliseum actually was rocking when I was there last year, but it was, I would say, 60% Ranger fans. Probably one of the best games I've seen in a long time because they made the Garden so quiet. And I think you brought that up on one of your shows not that long ago. They made the Garden so quiet. It's like
watching a game in a cabin.
Yeah. But that game, I was so aggravated and so frustrated. So I
know you are you're texting. You're on a group text with your friends.
Yeah.
Was there one going on for the Islander game?
Not until the first goal was scored. The game again, guys. It was a boring game. It was a boring game. And Eddie, I was ready to come on the show tonight and eat crow after that Washington game because I thought they played really well. They played really high flying offense. The played well. They played fantastic. And then they come out and it was a snoozer, an absolute snoozer. Now, was it the way the Islanders played? Maybe. But, I mean, it was just a boring game. They generated no offense. They couldn't get shots through if their lives depended on it. And that wasn't just Trouba. It was Miller. It was Fox. It was Lindgren. I mean, it was anybody who took a shot towards the net. It was blocked. And it was even blocked by their own guys a few times. It was really bad. But it was a boring game. And honestly, the first text didn't come through. And the first text I got is Casey fucking Cizikas.
Same thing, me yelling at home.
The same thing.
Not this
that
fucking guy again.
That guy. I mean, again.
I can't wait for these guys to retire.
That fourth line went away. That team would fold in a minute. I mean, that's the only thing keeping that team afloat. Them and Barzell. Incredible. So frustrating. So frustrating.
Let's analyze the two goals. They were the Rangers' fault. Total breakdown.
Brett Howden. Did you see? I mean, Brett Howden
looked
at
Potato. What was that guy doing?
Up like, what happened there? Like, how does he
no
get past you that
whatsoever?
Yep. And listen, the Hayek. When Hayek did that, I screamed, no! I screamed at the top of my lungs. That my wife went, what would happen? And they scored right after that, and I didn't say anything. But I mean, it's just it's stupid stuff. It's stupid mistakes. You can't. They were waiting for them to pounce on them, and that's what happens. What are you going to do? But listen, I don't think Hayek had a bad game. The problem, this is the problem with Hayek and with Brett Howden. Because they were traded for McDonough and Miller, that trade is going to be scrutinized till Kingdom Come. Because Nemestikov was a bust. Miller's gone on to play phenomenal in Vancouver, but you forget that he's already been traded twice from the Rangers and from Tampa.
He's not having a great year this year. Last year had a great year.
And McDonough was McDonough. He was the captain. He was on a reasonable contract. You expected more. You don't win every trade. Hey, listen, if Hayek turns out to be a good 5th, 6th defenseman, and Howard is a 4th-line center that can win faceoffs and kill penalties, so be it. It is what it is. You're not going to win every trade.
Exactly.
It was a bad trade in the grand scheme of things. But if Nils Lundkvist turns out to be Adam Fox, well, you know what? Then it may be a wash.
Right.
But that trade is so scrutinized by all Ranger fans. It's terrible. They don't give these two guys a chance.
Jim and Rock, do you really think the management is playing Howden to justify that trade?
No. I don't have any other options. Who's going to play center? Tim Gettinger and what's his name? Justin Richards. I mean, they're so thin at center, and that's another reason why I'm shocked that they drafted a defenseman in this draft. But what are you going to do?
Hey, listen, I feel your pain.
That old Morgan Barron pans out, that's for sure.
Listen, again, and people need to temper their enthusiasm about him. If he's a good solid third line guy, I mean, we're all waxing poetic about the Islanders' 4th line. And if you can get these guys can come up and play on the 3rd and 4th line and give you solid minutes at a decent price, I mean, you can't. Morgan Barron, I think, was a 6th-round pick. I mean, what do you want? I mean, you can only expect so much from these guys. Not every guy is going to score 50 goals.
Right.
So, listen, if the guys come up, we've always bitched about the Rangers not being able to find talent to play on their 3rd and 4th line. The Dale Weisses, we traded away. These guys, some of these guys might wind up playing on your 3rd and 4th line, like Carl Hagelin. I'm trying to think of another example. Jesper Fast. And that's it. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
guy
that.
we had. Oh, Prost. I liked him.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah, Prost was good.
3rd, 4th line player.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, every guy you draft is not going to play on your top 2 lines. And the problem with Howden and with Hayek is because they were the whole McDonough trade. But if you sit back and think about it, they got a haul for Rick Nash. They got Ryan Spooner that turned into Ryan Strome, and I don't understand why fans don't like him. I think he's a good player for what you got him for. And you got Keandre Miller with that 1st-round pick, and you got Ryan Lindgren. So I would honestly say I think you won that trade. Yeah. I think you did okay. Because even if you got Lindgren into that trade, you won.
Right.
So anyway.
Oh, it's just annoying that they lose to the Islanders that way, and I understand it.
You hope it's a learning experience, guys. Young team, they got impatient, and you know what? You just gotta stick to the game plan against these boring teams. And we saw the Devils do it for years. We saw, Detroit do it for a long time.
I think it's I'm not going to base my analysis on one game, but the Rangers don't establish a forecheck. They don't go in and grind. The 3rd and 4th line does not cycle inside the other team's zone. There was no forecheck in that game. Now, I know the Islanders play a certain kind of system where you really just don't get that. But somebody had to step up, and, Panarin and Zibanejad blew it, and the Rangers lose. And some bad cover, 2 bad goals.
2 bad goals.
I'd really go. I mean,
2 mistakes.
Just a growing pain game.
2 mistakes at the wrong time in the game, and it cost you the game. That's hockey 101. It's 4-on-1 in the slot. Matt Martin should not be open for that easy of a goal. He stinks, but even he's going to score there. I agree. I mean, anyone. I mean, you could put anyone in that spot. It was right on his stick with being completely no one on him.
Everybody vapor locked. They were all vapor locked. The 4 guys.
I don't know.
Anyway,
it is what it is. But
it is what it is. We live to fight another day.
Yeah.
All right, Rock.
All right, boys. Thanks for letting me vent.
Man.
I appreciate it.
Take care. We'll talk to you soon.
As always.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Salud.
Later. All right. We ready?
Well, we're not ready.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. We're ready to get ready?
We're ready to get ready.
Ready to get ready?
Yeah. Hopefully I won't drop it like last week. Almost could have made the Blueshirt Underground blooper reel.
Oh, God. That thing is, our blooper reel is 12 hours long.
I can't see here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Blueshirt Underground Show Wheel of Blame. Cue the music.
How's it look?
It looks good. But I can't hear you now.
Oh, I'm right here. I'm sorry.
Okay, there you are.
Justin.
Tonight on the Wheel of Blame, we've got Adam Herman.
Yeah. Blame that loss on Adam Herman, everybody.
Varlamov is Dryden.
Yes.
The fourth line jokers always score.
Matt Martin, Cizikas, and who's the other guy?
Hayek, why the middle? Mika Invisibad.
Mika Invisibad, everybody.
And since Eddie didn't know what this was, I have to bring the picture up. And where is it here? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I think it's right here. Here it is. We've got Tony Romo's pee pants from the Super Bowl. There it is. You see the P dot on his pants there? You see that, Eddie?
Yeah. Wow.
Apparently fans are blaming that as well.
Fans are up for a lot of strange things, Jim.
We've got the death of Leon Spinks.
That gap-toothed bastard is now in terminal dreamland.
No mascot. We need a mascot, Eddie?
Mascot. Yeah, I mean, I think it's starting to get fun.
Is that what they're blaming this on now? They're blaming
a lot of people saying we need a mascot. No, not a captain, a mascot.
Howden. What happened?
Yep, that brain-dead guy just not covering anybody on that back check on that second goal.
There we go. I forgot to give you the big screen treatment there. I couldn't see the wheel.
Okay.
Back it up a little. We've got Valaket's vaudeville suits. It's like Al Jolson up there. And then finally, of course, Shandor Alfonso every week.
All right.
Place your bets. Place your bets. Who's it going to be?
Round and down she goes.
The chat room likes Adam Herman here. That's where the early money's going.
Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. The Rangers, Blueshirt Underground, Wheel of Blame. Any more bets? Place your bets. I'm going to go with Leon Spinks' death. That's my favorite.
I'm going with Mika Invisibad. Well, no, that's too easy because there's two slots for Mika. I'm going to go with Tony Romo's pee pants.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but now I know.
Oh,
place your bets. Leska. Z-Man's got pee pants.
Rock is Leon Spinks' death.
Leon Spinks' death is an early favorite.
Very, very tough on this team.
They didn't take it well. Any more bets?
That's it.
Jim? All right, nobody's betting. They lost a lot of money on the Super Bowl.
There's nothing left.
There's nothing left. All right.
That wheel.
What do we got? All right, here we go. The spin of the century on the Wheel of Blame. You want it in the first minute? Well, you had to wait an hour and a half. Mika Invisibad is your winner.
We were so close. It was almost Tony Romo's pee stain. That's disappointing. That's
well.
Kim Sundback said, "What a time to wake up to take a piss. This is exciting."
Mika Invisibad. It actually may be true. The Wheel of Blame may be speaking. Is a soothsayer.
The Wheel of Blame doesn't lie, like JD.
That's right. Wow. And there was no prop failures, or I didn't hurt myself. I'm pretty. So you want to re-roll, Mark?
Mark's been waiting so he could go to bed. He couldn't wait to see the Wheel of Blame.
Sorry, Mark. We'll just have a half hour of me just spinning that wheel next week. After show.
I still think the wheel needs a little more WD-40.
Okay. We'll work on that. I didn't really put WD-40 on.
We want to get that. We want to get that Price is Right action going.
The way you want.
Huh?
I said, how about I mail you the wheel and you can do it? I'm about to hurt myself over here.
You're the game show host. You're the game show guy.
What?
So you're the game show guy, the star of the game show network message boards.
Yes, I got kicked off of that. I did. My screen name was Dickie Dawson. And I got kicked off the game show network for saying that Jack Nars was a drunk. That was the guy who hosted the old concentration. Oh, we'll be blaming each other. Maybe we'll make it about each other.
Jim's drunk will be on like 5 spots.
Yeah. Oh man.
Chris John or Tear.
Yeah, definitely got to get more suspense with the wheel going, with the spin.
Right.
But, hey, listen. We're low budget production costs here at the show, which makes it even better.
Right. It makes it. Yeah. Right. We're running on like Uncle Floyd's budget here.
I like Martin's got at end of 21. We could have the best of the Wheel of Blame. All the winners will come down to it.
Pick the winner.
I'd rather make the playoffs and not have a Wheel of Blame.
like the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions. This will be the Tournament of Champions.
Yes, the Tournament of Champions.
The World Championship.
I mean,
all right. We'll work on
that. Rows, so we don't have to have a Wheel of Blame.
Right. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. But why we can't have nice things? At least we have a wheel.
Right. All right. Let's talk to Costa. Then we'll talk to Kana, and then we'll wrap it up. What's up, Costa?
Hello, Captain.
Hello.
I had an idea for Costa.
What?
I was gonna put you in charge of a bit, but I forgot what kind of bit it was gonna be.
It'll come to you eventually. It'll come to you. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna give him like a task. Forgot what it was. Shit. My brain ain't working so good right now. I got that COVID brain. I don't know what day it is. I don't know where I am. So what's going on, my brother?
I watched the AHL had a free weekend preview, and the Wolfpack played the Sound Tigers, and my man scored a goal. My man scored a goal.
Uh-oh. Let me see who your man is.
Mr.
Morgan Barron.
That's my main man.
Morgan Barron,
yeah, and I friggin' jumped up. I friggin' marked the fuck out, and
Nice. Who won the game?
Oh, Wolfpack killed them like 5-3 or 6-3 or something like that.
Nice.
They scored the Pack scored 3 goals in like 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Is that the Marco Barron or the Costa team now?
Morgan Barron scored. Will Tully scored.
It's the Wolfpack victory song.
Tully scored.
Ah. Who was in goal for the Pack?
Kincaid.
Mr.
Ruben.
Kincaid? Former New Jersey Devil.
Good Farmingville boy.
He's from oh, that's right. He graduated the high school I graduated from.
Sachem
High School, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Bring that guy up. I mean, we can't do any worse at this point. Bring him up. Let him play a game or two. We can't do any worse at this point.
Kincaid over Shesterkin?
No, Morgan Barron.
Oh,
bring him up. We can't do any worse at this point. Rock said it perfectly. Those two guys are only playing to justify that fucking trade. That's the only reason why they're playing.
Say that. me and you think that. He said that they really have no choice.
Yeah, they have a fucking choice. They got a fucking choice. Come on now.
All right. So the Wolfpack, have they played any games since? Because I got a guy.
They only played that one game that weekend and surprise, was only one game for that free weekend. What a fucking surprise there.
Nice
fucking jerk
scam.
offs.
What a fucking scam. All right. Also, let me ask you this question. Any reason you think that there's more COVID cases in the NHL than in the NBA? Or should I rephrase it? Any conspiracy theories?
No, I don't know, man. You got me on that one.
Okay. Aggravated against the Islanders, the loss against the Islanders. Did you break anything?
Well, actually, it was working.
Oh, Jim, I'll let you handle this portion.
Working? Where are you working now?
I'm a rent-a-cop.
Oh. Still? Or is that?
No, I've been there for a few years now. Rent-a-cop.
I thought. What do you work at the gate?
No, actually, I worked in an office building in Patchogue last night. It was. I'm more a floater at this point.
Oh, you're a floater. Toilet bowl. Well, that's good. Good for you. You still getting the checks too? Keep that money, under a certain amount. You know what I mean? Is it off the books or you illegal?
No, I'm on the books. You just got to only make a certain amount of fishnagels.
I feel you.
He's working 2 hours a week.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do in this world. It's tough times.
That's right.
Now, is this building occupied that you're in?
Somebody said it perfectly. It's not cheating if you don't get caught.
Now, is there anybody in this building while you're rent-a-copping? Because no chance of getting the COVID, right?
No. I wear my mask. I socially distance. The whole 9 yards.
Don't worry, people are socially distancing from you for years.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I did it before being in fashion. I want that sound effect, man. I want that goddamn sound effect.
Coast, anything hockey related to this call? Morgan Barrett. Oh, there he is.
I got to tell you, Costa, one of the great joys doing this show is making you laugh. Yeah. You should have seen Costa laughing when I brought up the Blueshirt barbecue, when I brought up their new logo.
Blueshirt barbecue, baby.
Blueshirt barbecue. Guy Fieri over there at the running the blog over there.
Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay.
All right, buddy boy. We got to move on.
All right, well, then we're moving on.
All right.
I must bid you adieu.
Yeah, I bid you adieu, my fine friend, and take care of yourself. I know you have that little cough. Take care of it.
Until next time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Toodles. Oh, still coughing even after we left him.
One more. One more waiting to say hello.
There you go. Evening, guys.
What are you in a porno theater?
Well, it's actually fine. I appreciate you being the last call, because this gave me time to get rid of all the Pornhub flies on
this show. I want to say right now.
Hello there.
Hello there.
No, but basically what happened was I don't know who snitched on me, but I got kicked off my neighbor's Wi-Fi, so I had to drive about 15 miles south to the place where I actually got more than one bar. So yeah, that's basically it.
I get a signal where I live. So what I do is I move down the street near the tower at a Hess gas station.
Yeah, so I'm running on 7-Eleven Wi-Fi here.
So you're one of those guys we were talking about earlier. 7-Eleven trying to get Wi-Fi.
It could be worse. I could be at the Popeyes in Hempstead.
That's true.
I'm sure Matt Morello knows all about that.
He might. So, any thoughts about the game last night? Or what's appearing on the screen?
Jesus. No, I'm good. Well, before we get to the Rangers, I just want to say I have an anonymous source as to why Georgiev was so pissed off at Tony D. Yes, apparently Tony D was accusing Georgiev of using doilies, and that's why Georgiev got so pissed off.
You know, I hate doilies. And
yes, I do.
Doilies.
Trying to see Connor. I'm trying to see Connor better.
All right, hold on. Is that better? Yes. There we go.
You got serial killer.
No. I leave that to the folks.
Did you remember that I don't like doilies?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Very good.
The same way that I know you hate 7-Eleven to-go cups.
I don't like the word to-go cup. I never got a to-go cup. I think maybe once by accident.
Well, unfortunately, you're going to call for Quinn to be fired, considering the fact that David Quinn uses to-go cups.
He does?
Nah, I'm just joshing with you.
Okay, I was going to say that would sway me.
Yes. Well, David Quinn did not streak in the Super Bowl, therefore I want him fired.
He's never done that.
Yes. Yeah. To Kevin Harlan announcing. But, the game last night, it was shitty, all right? You have good games like the Penguins and Capitals games, and you have games where you shit the bed, all right? We knew that going to this season that the Rangers were not going to be perfect.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think
like
the
Rangers string some victories in a row. That would be nice once in a while. They'll go on a winning streak.
Yeah, a winning streak. Yeah, when you win 2, that's 2 in a row. We win 1 more. That's called a winning streak. It has happened
before.
You
guys won last year in spite of her.
Maybe she's just what we need.
Oh, come on, Skip. That was a different team.
Taylor. All right. Well, you know what? I think if we keep going, I'm going to have a stroke like Lou Brown on this point.
That's the best part of the movie. It's either a leg thing or a spiritual thing or a heart thing. Who used that one? Me. That's the best part of that whole movie.
Very true. And the Jesse Ventura cameo.
Black Hammer?
Yeah, White Lightning. But also, another point I wanted to bring up, well, 2 things. One, I'm curious why we chose to use Shesterkin instead of the Islander killer, Alexander Georgiev, in the game last night. And speaking of killers, I just want to tip my hat to a well-known Ranger killer, Jimmy Howard, as he has decided to hang things up.
There's another one to add to the list. You know, Dark Man,
yeah.
You have a lot of good points, Dark Man.
Dark Kana.
Thank you.
Dark Kana.
Yeah.
He's in dark mode.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
This is like a new character, Dark Kana.
Well, all things considered, considering I'm the last caller here, do you guys mind if I do one more bit before you guys kick me off?
Sure, do one bit.
Depends on the bit.
Well, I just wanted to say Tony D had plenty of opportunities to apologize, and he pissed on that opportunity the way that the Russians pissed on the dude's rug. And like the way that the rug really tied the room together, Tony D really tied Tony D's the defense together.
You don't
Yes.
like that movie.
Oh, that's why I
do
didn't
like that
understand
movie.
it.
Yeah,
No, I
it's
don't.
It's hard to root.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I got it, Connor.
Okay.
Yeah, that was semi-amusing.
Okay. All right. And then my final point here is that with all the expensive players coming off the books, I figure maybe the Rangers do some shopping in the offseason and try and get a defenseman that's between my age and Eddie's age. I got my eyes on two guys, so I'll be quick here before Costa shoots them down.
Okay.
I'm thinking either Dougie Hamilton or Tyson Barrie.
I don't see how it's a fit. I mean, those are very good players, but I'm sick and tired of getting high-priced defensemen. Let's get
That's
some
fair.
forwards.
That's fair. I mean, we saw that with
We got
Shattenkirk and
Lundqvist
Smith.
coming next year, Neil. So where are you going to put these two guys? They're great players, both of them. And Barry is certainly a younger player of the two, but you pick good players.
I don't know. I mean, I'll go back to the drawing board.
Barbecue. Maybe they're into those sauces.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think that I'm just curious if they're using heat charts to measure how hot the brisket is.
Oh, it was 195 degrees, ready to go.
Well, that's very intoxicating.
Very intoxicating, that brisket. Yeah, at Blueshirt Barbecue, you can ask him. I mean, I posed a question over there, a serious question, though. Is pork as good as, is it better fried or baked?
Pan fried in butter.
Pan fried in butter, thank you.
Yes.
You should apply. Maybe you could take Adam Herman's job over there at Barbecue.
Yeah, well, I certainly do a good job of getting intoxicating. I'll say that. Although Chris Johnner will beat me to that. But yeah.
You guys are both very competitive drinkers. I will say that.
Yes, we are. Well, also, fun fact, at our last viewing party, I downed six cups of Guinness, and the Rangers ended up scoring 6 goals. So I think we have a pattern there.
Yes, we got to get you 7 cups of Guinness next time.
Right.
When we meet again. All right,
Yes,
Connor, take
we
care,
will
my
see.
friend. Nice
All
seeing you.
right.
Take it easy. And the Zodiac Killer says hi. Yes. Yeah, well, Batman and the Zodiac Killer say hi.
Take care, my friend.
Later,
Take
Connor.
care.
There you have it.
Yeah, another one on the YouTubes, on the interwebs.
That's all she wrote.
Who do the Rangers have up and coming?
Tomorrow, Boston tomorrow, and then Boston again Friday.
Loss.
And then the Flyers on Sunday, but there is some question as to whether or not that game will take place.
Well, Philly's got the COVID.
People are expecting, I think Philly's had a game canceled, and there are rumors that there might be more.
Cutter wants to know why Connor is more popular than him.
Who said he is?
Yeah. Well, why? What do you got? Some jealousy?
Right.
Work on those jealousy issues. There's no thing going on here. Very envious young man. Anyway,
that'll do her.
What?
That'll do her.
That'll do her.
All right.
I think Rangers going to get a split against Boston. Philly's been playing well, because AV sucks. He's just turned around that franchise. But we had to get rid of him.
Obviously, they're coaching themselves.
Yes. And,
they're like 8-3 or 8-2 or something like that.
Exactly. And you can't wait to get rid of David Quinn and the next coach that comes in and the next coach. So
this fan base has already got the next 3 coaches fired.
Well, I see some good things. I see some bad things. Hopefully, we see more good things in the next 3 games, and then we'll see you guys back here.
Sounds good. We'll about How about Monday night? Sound good?
Dun dun.
Monday
night,
February the 15th.
15th. When's Valentine's Day? The 14th?
Sunday.
Sunday. Well, have a happy Valentine's Day, all you Ranger fans out there. Or as Mr. T says it, Valentine's Day.
Billy Valentine.
Bobby Valentine.
Ellis Valentine.
You beat me in all the Valentines.
All right.
Rangers, baby.
Thanks for everybody tuning in. Catch the podcast tomorrow when I put it up on the Podbean and the iTunes and the Spotify. And
Microsoft Zoom.
Microsoft Zoom, MySpace. We'll see you. We love you. Thanks for your support. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Let's go, Rangers. Eddie, always a pleasure. Good night, everybody.